Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. For those of you familiar with 5th edition, keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you're just joining us, you may need to listen to previous episodes to clear up any confusion. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower. The fog at the bottom of the chasm seems to creep up the walls. And as the serpent rears its head, its eyes fading in and out, pulsating with that eerie light that signals only that it's looking at you, it says,
"Well, are you going to go get me the messenger? Or should I just keep your friend?"
Without answering, I continue to stare into the eyes of the serpent and click my pocket watch.
Reagan, looks dead on into the eyes of the serpent, clicks the pocket watch, and then the two of you both feel a rushing sensation, and all of you are back in the clock tower.
This isn't good. Not at all. This is terrible. But it seems like the only option we have.
All you hear from Jaeger is the sound of a lever cocking on his rifle.
My opinion isn't necessarily if we should do it. It's how we should do it.
To be frank, I'd rather just kill the snake. But
we don't know if killing the snake
gets
will
back
harm Sam in any way.
I know. But when we do get him back, the snake dies.
It seems like we're gonna have to get rid of the snake either way. Reagan, what are your thoughts on this?
We have to get Sam back.
I understand. I don't want to overstep my bounds in trying to make a plan. I know, Reagan, you're usually the one who's really good at that, but I feel like the best way to get Lily to come with us isn't necessarily by asking her. And Rock looks visibly uncomfortable with saying that out loud.
This isn't how it's supposed to go. We're supposed to be the good guys. We're supposed to be helping people. What?
Jaeger, you said it yourself. It's a job. And if this were for any other reason, I wouldn't do it. I feel gross even talking about it. But our friend is gone, and we need to get him back. And sometimes that takes hard choices.
Jaeger turns his head up toward the gears above us and yells, "So, what do we do? I know there's someone here. There has to be something here to tell us what? What? There has to be a better way. Tell me there's a better way. Please."
And as you yell up into the infinite expanse of gears, the only reply is your own voice echoing.
Okay. Fine. Let's we save Sam, and maybe we can get Lily back once we do this. I don't know.
Rock gives you a look to where he wants to believe what you're saying, but you just know that he doesn't.
Jaeger has a look on his face as if he's trying to make himself believe it.
Do you guys mind if I go and touch the clock face, Reagan?
I say we have infinite chances to get this correct. So instead of being forceful this time, we be upfront about it.
I'm worried, only for the fact that the snake said, "It's good to see you again." The snake does not abide by the same time as everything else. I don't know how much pain Sam is going through. We don't know what he's going through. So I feel like the longer we take could be worse for him. And look, me and him never really got on the same foot. But he's still the only piece of family I got, besides you two. So through anything, I will get him back and not make him go through whatever he's going through right now.
You're right. Reagan?
Are you suggesting we kidnap someone before asking them to go willingly?
Rock doesn't look you in the eye. He just looks down. And all he says is, the job isn't easy.
I just ask that we gauge her answer.
What do you even ask her? How do you word that? And if you have a way, tell me. Please, I don't want to do this, but I don't see any other feasible way.
Wouldn't the betrayal hurt more if we asked them to come with us and then suddenly decided to pass them off to some ancient being?
I'm saying we tell them about everything up front.
Okay. We can try.
I'm not entirely for it, but I see this matters to you. We try up front, but if it doesn't work...
We do what we need to do. I've got it.
Rock gets up and touches the clock face.
And all of you return to the city of Durann?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, you see the party booming all around you. It feels to all of you very hollow, mainly because you're not all here to celebrate. All of you look over and see a blue-haired person with an uninterested look on their face as a large man continues to talk to them, and you can't hear what he's saying, but he seems to be very into whatever it is.
Rock looks at Reagan, leans up against the wall, folds his arms, and just nods.
I walk up to Lily and tap her on the shoulder.
They turn to you and they look confused and they go, I'm sorry, can I help you? As the dude goes, sorry. Yes, hello. Hi. How are you?
You're Lily, right?
Yeah, that's me. Can I help you with something?
Would you mind stepping out and talking to me for a few?
They look over to their big conversation companion and happily look at you and say, yeah, I'd be totally fine with that. And he goes, that's all right. I'll just be here when you come back. And he flexes a little bit. Lily walks over with you and goes, what did you need? And they seem a little bit off by Reagan's obvious hesitance.
I know you don't remember me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have we met before?
A few times, actually.
They look mortified. And they start, thinking back to it, and they're like, I'm terribly sorry. I meet a lot of people when I'm sweeping the streets. I didn't...
You're absolutely fine. I wouldn't expect you to.
They look like they feel a little bit better, but they still don't feel great.
You see, me and my friends, we've lost someone.
Oh, in the party?
Not quite.
Oh, okay. What do you mean?
You see, we're not from here.
Oh, you're travelers. Do you think your friend was here in the city? Lily looks like they're desperately trying to understand whatever you're telling them.
Reagan looks at the ground.
As, the dancing light from all of the street lights and all of the many sort of small fires and music lilts over the street, and you can only see the shadows flickering.
I believe we're here to help this world. Or at least to put some sort of balance in it.
Oh, all right. That's a pretty noble goal, I suppose. I like to think that I'm here to help people too. And Lily smiles quietly to themselves.
I think that we might need your help.
Oh, okay, what can I do?
Would you mind coming with us on our journey?
Into the jungle?
Yes.
I've never been into the jungle before. I'm not really an adventurer. I just like to clean things. I like things when they're neat and tidy.
Yeah, of course. Reagan looks at his party members.
What are Jaeger and Rock doing during this conversation?
Rock is still leaned up against the wall, arms folded, watching what happens, almost knowing the outcome.
Jaeger's standing with his hat in his hands, sort of. You have one foot bouncing on the ground, sort of impatiently. His hat's being wrung in his hands. It's almost starting to lose its shape.
Doing that thing where you hand over hand, turn the hat in your hands.
And he's just staring at the ground. The conflicted look on his face is just, it's written there for anybody to see.
And you see them. They look nervous, unsure of themselves, not really quite understanding where to go next. It's definitely a different look for all of you who so far have been pretty much, let's go, about most things. I feel like seeing how unsure they are does all but nothing to reassure you that this could be the right way.
I look back at Lily.
If you're looking for help on an adventure, there's a lot of other people who I'm sure would be willing to go help. There's all kinds of adventurers in this city.
I take Lily's hand.
They look confused and they blush a little bit.
I know this is a lot to ask, but there's a being far greater than us that needs you for us to get our job done.
Me? What are you talking about? And I feel like Reagan just kind of stares at Lily, super conflicted. I imagine Rock and Jaeger continue to stand, looking as conflicted as Reagan is, and Lily holds your hand pleasantly, not really understanding what's being asked of them, and at this point, a little worried. And as the silence persists, Lily takes their hand back and says, I'm sorry, I have some things I need to do. And Lily is going to start walking, taking a few steps away from you.
I'm sorry, before you go, here. And I reach into my pocket and pull out a coin.
Lily looks at this man who's walked up and looks at the coin, and it's almost as if the shine on the coin reflects in Lily's eyes, and something, regardless of how uncomfortable she is with the situation, causes her to go, thank you. And she reaches out to accept the coin from you. And as soon as you hand the coin to them, that other presence sets in on their face, and Lily is gone, and that other presence says, "Can I help you? I thought I already answered your questions. Your friend asked me one, your other friend, I think. I don't remember, there's so many of you."
Yeah. How do we kill the snake and get our friend back?
Oh, you want to kill it? Oh, what a brave option. What a dumb option. But if you're going to throw yourselves into the path of a snake rather than sacrifice poor innocent Lily, I guess I can help you. How do you kill a snake? Well, I guess all of you have a better chance than anybody else, considering it's not from this world. And it smiles and says, the snake likes knowledge. If you're going to kill it, you kind of need to be able to hit it, which means you need to keep it above the fog. The snake can only answer questions when it's above the fog. If you ask it a question, whatever that question is, and it needs to answer that question, it can only do so from lifting up out of the fog. That's about all I can think of to help you, other than recruiting an army, if you have some way to do that, and fight the snake for you. I don't know. I've never really killed this snake before. I feel like all of you should have a decently challenging time. But if I have to give a solid answer, I would say, to kill the snake, probably shoot it a lot and stab it a bit.
Okay. And I pass over a second coin.
They look confused and intrigued and kind of excited, like, hell yeah, give me another coin. And they take that from you and they go, You are interesting, aren't you? Just ready to go.
If we kill the snake, does Sam come back?
Oh, if you kill him? Well, yeah, him and everybody else that it's taken to its little fog treasure chest.
Thank you.
That's all. That's literally all you needed to know. Was are you going to get your friend back? You're pathetic. And the other presence disappears from Lily's face, and Lily looks at you and is holding nothing and says, I'm sorry, I spaced out. I think I'm having a really bad night. I'm gonna go. And
sleep.
They look kind of upset and they run off.
Rock unfolds his arms, gets off the wall, walks towards Reagan, puts an arm on their shoulder, and goes, "You did what you could. You did what you could." Gonna look at Jaeger and go, "What did they say?"
Well, killing it is possible. Not easy, but possible. The snake can only answer questions when it's above the mist. And if we get it above the mist, we can kill it. However, if we do, everyone it's taking comes back, not just Sam.
Well, that is decently good information. I see two very large issues. One, do we know that if we hurt the snake, it hurts Sam? And two, that snake moves very quickly. We are literally going to what it could be called its home and trying to kill it. That thing comes in and out of the fog like lightning. We would need a way to keep it stationary, or at least around, to be able to hit it. Otherwise, it's going to have the jump on us at every section.
I think the implication was that if you ask it a question, it has to leave the fog to answer. If we ask it a question and then during the fight, would it not have to come up?
Are you saying that if we ask it a question and then attack it, it has to keep answering our questions?
I think so. I'm not positive, but it's a chance.
Jaeger, that's a large chance.
Losing Sam's a large chance.
With Rock kind of twitches his head in like pain, with a slightly less chanceful solution.
Look, our job is... I don't know what our job is here, right now. It could be the snake, it could be something past it. I'm assuming it's the snake because that's the thing that sticks out the most as aberrant, I suppose, would be a word to use for it. Right now, getting Sam back is my highest priority, but I'm trying to keep what little bit of...
I know what you're doing, and I respect it, and I honor it. There's a lot of possibilities to what we have an answer for, and I'm not comfortable sitting and playing the what-if game when we know what we can do to save family.
But if we do it that way, if we finish it off, we don't just save Sam, we save I don't know how many others.
Reagan, as Jaeger says, I don't know how many others, you remember crossing that bridge and seeing all of the rib bones of that skeleton, or like a Christmas tree of people's trinkets and necklaces and bracelets and ornaments.
What is our job?
I don't know here, but what have we done so far?
What have we done so far?
Yes, what have been our objectives so far?
Killed a monster, killed another man, and I guess took a weapon, and we put down a world that didn't need to exist anymore.
All of those had some sort of external entity affecting that world, right?
I think so, yeah.
And every time we took care of that entity,
We went back, and we had something to signify that it was done.
shouldn't we do the same in this world?
I am not against murdering this snake, but I have one thing to say. Murdering the snake would be much easier with another partner. And I don't know about you, Sam is powerful and has use specifically for moments like this.
Wait. And I look around to make sure no one's paying attention to us at all.
There are two guys that, when Rock was talking just now, kind of listened in to what he was saying, but then seemed uninterested and carried on.
Was it the two guys I yelled at before?
It was, but they just seemed like they weren't as interested in whatever Rock was going on about this time because it was way less enthusiastic.
Yeah. Look, it takes people, correct? Yes? It takes them and keeps them for it as a trophy, essentially. What if we do give Lily, it makes Lily a trophy, and then we get back Sam and finish it? Would not Lily be freed?
From what? The entity? Or
yes,
Lily
just like all the
told
others.
you, then yeah, we would get Lily back.
It's a chance, right?
So your idea is we get Lily, give her to the snake, get Sam back, kill the snake, save everyone.
The only other problem I can see is if we give a keeper of knowledge, a being that apparently knows every question we can ask, how much more powerful will it be?
I guess the only solace I have to that is, it's only one coin. But what can a keeper of knowledge ask someone that apparently has the answer to everything? As Rock says that, his voice kind of cracks a little bit, and the distress increases.
Reagan, I don't know what to do.
Reagan hasn't looked up from the floor.
Jaeger puts a hand on Reagan's shoulder. Are you alright? That's a dumb question.
Do we know where Lily would be during the nighttime?
I'm sure we can ask around.
Well, we know how to find her at the beginning of the night.
So we need to follow her.
Or we just ask.
These people do seem generous, and I know a man who might know the answer.
Do you want to ask him now or next time?
Gonna look at my pocket watch. How much time do we have?
5 days?
Yeah, it's the first. Yeah, it's first
6
day.
days, I think. Yeah. It's been 10 minutes that you've been in this world right now.
We have all the time in the world. And I'm gonna start walking forward towards the lovely shop owner that I am now going to talk to help orchestrate a kidnapping. Not actually tell him that, but...
All right, well, you walk up, and he goes, "Hello, I hope you're enjoying the festival."
I turn to cough, and it's me getting my official voice ready. I look at him and go, "Hello, my good man.
Hello.
I wanted to give you this as a thank you for all this beautiful art that you've created." And I give him my hat.
Thank you. Please help yourself to anything around my shop, and take something for your friend, too.
I would love to, but more than anything, I want to ask for the gift of knowledge.
Like a store? I don't have any books.
No, it's just a question.
Oh.
I saw someone during the party that caught my eye, and I would love to get to know them more. I just don't know where they would be.
Well, do you know what they look like?
Blue hair, I believe.
Ah, you speak of young Lily.
I do speak of young Lily.
They're the heart of many people in this town. Unfortunately, they've never known their parents. Orphaned. Sad.
That's very sad.
Yes.
But they have definitely caught my eye and my heart, and I would love to know where they may be during.
Well, usually they keep the town clean. They run a lot of the community center projects of making sure that shops have someone taking care of them, and that the city streets get swept often and well.
So would they just be, say, in the town square at night, just sweeping away the party?
Yes, I feel like you'll find many a man talking up young Lily. However, not many are successful.
I imagine. May I give you something else to have one of these beautiful pieces to maybe give to young Lily?
No, you can help yourself to whatever you like.
Thank you so much. And I choose the one that was given to me before.
All right.
And
it's the same as it was previously.
And I also take another one for Reagan.
All right.
I say, thank you, my good man. It's been a pleasure. May you have a great rest of your celebration.
Oh, and to you. Yes, it's getting pretty late into the night, but I've had a pretty good celebration already.
Good to hear. Take care.
You too.
And
what a nice man.
Rock looks away, and as he looks away, he kind of twists his head and squints his eyes. It's like, that one felt dirty. That one felt really dirty. I walk over to Reagan. I open up the necklace to put into his hand and go, take this. It's going to be bait. Drop it, and then I walk forward.
All right. Where are you headed?
I gestured Reagan and Jaeger to come to an area, and I explained to them what it will be my plan. Here's how I see the best way for this to go. They come out and they sweep at night. If I remember correctly, one night they even worked for some food. They might even be outside that place. One of these necklaces will dropped, say, next to an alley. wherever they're close by. Maybe get them to walk over. We'll drop another one at the front of the alley. And we'll try to lure them into a place where no one can see.
I have to pause the timer. Are you saying you're gonna ooh piece of candy, Lily?
I'm gonna ooh piece of candy, Lily.
Hansel and Gretel tactics.
It's candy. Oh no.
What a strategy!
What else do you want me to do?
Ooh, shiny necklace.
I don't want you
shiny
to do
necklace.
You're literally talking to a man who hates this, has never done this before, and is like, yeah, let's kidnap a woman.
Maybe you shouldn't then.
We have no other options!
Talk to her once!
Yeah, I was gonna say, only one of us have talked to her, and we
Rock's mine.
Oh, I'm dying.
The only option.
Oh my god. Alright. Okay.
Someone has to tell Rock this is a bad idea.
Start the timer again. Rock, please continue talking about how you're gonna steal on the poor girl.
Should we release this episode?
Oh god. I don't know. Woo.
5-second breathe. 5-second breathe, everybody.
Fuck you, all I can think about is ooh piece of candy now.
That was your plan!
I didn't relate it to ooh piece of candy.
God damn it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Think
okay.
about sad
okay.
things. So back into it.
Reagan, you listen idly as Rock explains his oh-so-complex plan. And as you're listening to Rock holding up the necklace that he had gotten mostly for himself and the one that, or gesturing to one that he had given you, and he's looking to Jaeger, explaining.
So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna be behind a wall in the alley, hoping that if we get Lily that close.
You see, Reagan, out of the corner of your eye, as Rock is in the middle of explaining, Lily passed by from one place to another that it doesn't seem like the others notice, but from one shop to another, holding a big... You worked for the shop the first time you were here, and basically what they do is they take potatoes and they put them on a stick and then they cut them up into a spiral and they dip them in honey. Well, they deep fry them.
Like the euros.
Sure.
I'm going to grip the necklace,
Okay.
toss it back at Rock.
It hits Rock in the chest,
Ow.
and you see the big adventurer man who keeps talking to Lily at the beginning of every cycle look at that and go, ooh. Like, he looks impressed by the rejection.
She gave Sam a necklace. Do you think she would remember it?
Probably not, no. I feel like it's likely that she's...
Not at all.
Yeah. Everyone else here besides us and that snake doesn't remember anything.
This is the first time we exist for them.
But she couldn't have it on her.
Is it on her?
It's in the snake.
Once again, she doesn't remember us.
She might not remember it, for all we know. Look, I feel like we're overcomplicating this. We start over. The talk we had last time didn't go well. We start over again, speak with Lily, figure out a way to convince her to simply just come with us. I hate this. We pass her over to the creature, get Sam back, and then we do what we need to do to save them all.
Jaeger, I feel like, and this is ironic to say, we're wasting time. Even if we go back, the snake doesn't exist exists outside of this. We know that.
Yes, but no one else does. But even if we fail at convincing someone of doing something the first time, we have every chance to go back and do it again.
And
The
I know
snake,
that.
it wouldn't work, but for anyone else here,
It's not about the snake not making it work. It's we don't know if Sam is in pain. All right? I get that this is a shitty situation, but he's family. All right? We don't know what's happening. We don't know if he feels nothing. We don't know if he feels pain. I don't want to waste any more time getting our friend. All right? We tried to talk to Lily, and Reagan, you did a great job, and I admire you. But this is the solution. No more what ifs, no more possibilities. This is the solution. This is how we get our family back. All we need to make sure is that no one sees it and we get out of Durann.
No one sees what?
He turns around and goes,
You see the big adventurer man who keeps hitting on Lily.
While Rock is distracted, I run after Lily.
All right. And the big man looks at the two of you and goes, Hey, how you guys having a good night? You two lonely bastards look like you could use a friend. As he smiles and flexes a little bit.
You don't understand how much that's true.
No.
Rock looks at the man.
You sense in his eyes a deep sadness.
Rock.
Yeah, like, obviously.
Rock recognizes that sadness. And for a brief second, it feels like he feels that sadness too. How tall is this man?
You're probably eye to eye with him.
I hug him.
He hugs you back. Reagan, you catch up to Lily, who currently has a mouthful of deep fried potato covered in honey. And I'm looking at a troupe of dancers who are performing in the street.
I tap her on the shoulder.
Her cheeks are full of food as she turns around and looks at you, surprised.
Hello again. I am so sorry to bother you.
She tries to talk. And then she holds up a hand as if to say, excuse me, finishes her food, and then replies, Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem. I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember ever having a necklace?
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20!
Sorry.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
She goes, Yeah, I have it right here. There's a dawning realization as they put their hand in their pocket, and then they look up at you, and there is an acknowledgement there in Lily's eyes as Lily says, I gave it to your friend tomorrow? And they look very confused.
Remember when I said we had met?
What are you? Hey, Ellie again. Thank you for listening. As always, I'd like to thank our producer, Who's, at who's.music. And I would also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Darbii, Cal, Parker, and Trent for their amazing performances. Thank you again for listening. If you want to know anything else about ClockTower, like where to contact us, other episodes and projects, or maybe you just want to download the ClockTower class, all of that information and more can be found on our website, clocktoweragent.com. We release bi-weekly, so episode 13, the conclusion of the Durann mission arc, will be out on all platforms on Friday, December 11th. Until then, time's ticking. See you in the Clock Tower.